Movie and Music Network, offering underground, pop, and esoteric cinema. Discover more at movieandmusicnetwork.com. "26-year-old Ig Perrish is accused of the rape and murder of his girlfriend. After a drunken night out, he wakes up to find 2 protrusions growing from his forehead.
Are those horns? Damn right, they're horns.
Realizing he has newfound supernatural abilities, he sets out to uncover the identity of the real killer in Horns.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm here with Leah and Brenna, and we're going to talk about Horns, starring Daniel Radcliffe. We've all just seen it. Leah, what do you think of Horns?
You know, this film is very ambitious. It is mixing a lot of genres. We got a little horror, we've got a little bit of whodunit going on here, some supernatural fantasy elements. And when you mix all those genres, you run the risk of really missing out on tone. And I have to say, tone is the biggest failing here for this film.
I think it falls into the old adaptation trap where it tries to adapt as much from the novel as possible, and therefore the storytelling is unbalanced, the order of things is awkward. It heavily abuses flashback, spends too much time trying to hit every backstory note when the 20-minute flashback that completely takes you out of the movie could have happened in 5. And so that really, you sit there and you're going, oh, we're still okay, we're still flashbacking.
The moments I forgot we were in flashback, and I feel like that those transitions in the flashbacks could have been far more polished.
Mm-hmm. And then they try, and then the next time another flashback happens, you find yourself going, ugh, another flashback.
Yeah.
Because they use them just way too much.
It's just it fractures the momentum of the movie. You're not going anywhere. I mean, there's a little dark comedy mixed in there too, but when you have scenes that are supposed to be funny, and then you go back to scenes where he's basically in a revenge tale,
right,
stalking these people, nothing really blends very well. I mean, it's a whodunit, but to be honest, 2 things. A, I figured out who did it immediately. And B, I didn't really care.
Yeah, I mean, with a whodunit, you've got to have multiple suspects that you narrow it down. This movie didn't have that. It pretty much had no suspects, or maybe even one who was slightly suspicious, so you knew, well, if it's going to be a good movie, it's going to be this guy, or they're going to trick us and bring somebody we've never met, some stranger hitchhiker or something.
Well, and you've read the book.
And I've read the book, and as far as the adaptation goes, it's odd to me that they try to put everything in the movie, but they leave out what makes the book so fascinating. They leave out the philosophy, the sort of religious commentary that the book does with. In a way, with when they talk about the religious commentary in the book, they explain why he has the horns.
Well,
by
and
doing that.
I, for me, that was probably one of the biggest disappointments, which was, what's your point? You know, if horror can do nothing else, it forces us to challenge our notions of good versus evil and why certain things are good and why certain things are evil. It doesn't have a reason to be.
But see, that's exactly what the book does in the most literal sense. The book topples the idea of God as good and Satan as bad. It makes Satan into a sort of anti-hero. And God is sort of the bitter parent who's mad that his kids have failed so much. And Satan has sympathy and goes, and that's why he helps Daniel Radcliffe, because he's an anti-hero. And by not addressing that, I mean, there's a scene in the book where he has this big long monologue to his army of snakes, and he pretty much exactly says that. And we have a big long monologue to an army of snakes in the film, but he doesn't say that. So we're left not knowing, without the theme, without the purpose of both the book and the movie doesn't have a purpose.
Like, what is your reason to be?
And then on top of that, we don't know why he has the horns.
Yeah, I mean, there's no sense of rules in the movie.
Right.
I mean, he destroys a Virgin Mary statue and then he becomes Satan. I mean, I don't really know what he becomes.
I mean, there must be a prayer you can say. I'll try anything.
You did this to yourself.
What?
You turned away from God and you cast yourself into the darkness.
But I didn't do anything wrong.
Every devil used to be an angel, and now you've fallen from grace forever.
Let's talk about Daniel Radcliffe here, coming out of the Harry Potter shell. He's drinking, smoking, having sex, and he's working really hard to get away from that squeaky clean Harry Potter look, and I think it's working.
I do like him. I do like seeing him outside of the world of Harry Potter, and I think that he can do a good job. I think part of the problem with the tone is that not only do we have these various genres that are being put into this movie, we have actors that seem to be in each genre.
Yeah, we have the comedians in the beginning, and then we have the sort of bad guy at the end who's sort of evil.
So they're all like in different movies. I mean, David Morse is sort of giving his all in this movie, and I would like to see the movie that David Morse auditioned for, but he's in a different movie
It's a
than
completely
the other
different
one.
film.
So everyone's sort of like acting in different styles in this film.
David Morse plays the father of the murdered girl.
Right.
And he's very good. And then we've got to talk about the murdered girl. Juno Temple, who plays Marin. We do, unfortunately. She's pure, perfect, angelic with a very grating, squeaky voice.
Well, she keeps doing that, what I used to call the, the Demi Moore school of acting, the quivering lip and the teary-eyed, and it's like, oh, geez, really? When, come on. And I go back to the writing, and I go back to the direction. I like Daniel Radcliffe, too. I really enjoy seeing him break out of, the Harry Potter world. And I just think that I felt like his entire performance was anxious.
We've been dreaming about that since we were kids. And we're adults now. We need to start being practical.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I thought the location was fantastic. That was one of the best things about the film, I think. When we go to the Pacific Northwest, it seems to be the go-to place for all things creepy and ethereal, I suppose.
It's a beautiful green. It's lively and lush, and I think it added so much to the film. You wanted to go there. It felt like a character in itself.
Horns kind of headbutts its way into your entertainment viewing. I say stream it.
Horns may never find its balance and tone, and while it all does come crashing down in the finale, there are some things that make it worth a look. I say stream it.
Horns is a very simple title for a movie that has no idea what it wants to be, so I have to say skip it.
All right, our votes add up to 1 ticket, which is a stream it for Horns.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Harry Potter.
Horns.